Hey guys, so OG Naruto has 3 films and Shippuden Naruto has 7 and Boruto has 1. But when it comes to Naruto movies, they can really be hit or miss, right? So to begin with, we're going to begin with the first film, of course, and that is Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow. So to begin with, honestly, this movie has a good setting. I like the Land of Snow and I like the characters as well, to a certain extent, of course. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I would say it's decent, right? And it really has a cool wrestling on in the film, just like many other Naruto movies. The Naruto films tend to have this special wrestling on that they have to beat the villain. So yeah, so the first Naruto movie had this wrestling on.
Take this! Rasengan!
So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing on. So this film is going to decent. Second film, Legend of the Stone of Galel. And honestly, this film, I don't really think a lot of people like it. Maybe do, maybe they do. But honestly, this has nostalgia for me, and it's a really cool setting with the kingdoms, and we have a knight with some sword. It's really nostalgic as well, like I said. And for me, I like the story better than The Land of Snow. So I want to say it's good, but this is for me personally. Obviously, this isn't a objective or ranking where I'm saying I'm correct for sure. No, I will clarify that these are my own rankings, of course. And let me know down below which comments, which movies you like the best. Next up, the Turtle, and that is Guardians of the Crescent Moon Kingdom. And honestly, this is the worst one of the OG Naruto films because the characters were annoying, right? And it had a good scene. Naruto's rage scene was honestly one of the coolest Naruto rage scenes I would say in the franchise in general. But that alone is can't carry the film. So some solid fights, but honestly I think the story's the worst of the 3. I won't say it's trash, but I would say it's middle ground and not good enough. Now moving on to Shippuden films. So this one is just Naruto Shippuden the movie. Honestly, the story is not that great. Fights are okay. Rock had a good fight, but I'm not a fan of it too much. And honestly, I think it's the worst of the Shippuden films as well. So it's going and not good enough. I don't think any of the movies are trash, right? But it's not good enough. It's okay. But next, we have Bonds. And honestly, this movie is pretty decent. And that's because I think it has one of the better stories. Nice plot twist as well. And we're gonna see Sasuke, which is cool. They work together. I mean, who doesn't like a Naruto Sasuke duo fight? And then the finale as well is pretty cool because of Naruto, kind of self-sacrificing himself. I mean, he was fine, but it's for everyone else to escape. It's cool. That's for Sengan as well, and it was honestly a pretty solid fight. And then the villain had an interesting ability, which is really cool. So I will put this in good. I did say decent, but I think it gets the edge for having one of the better villains. So it's getting a good. Now we have Naruto, the Wall of Fire film. This film had a interesting story because it was about Kakashi, and I wouldn't say it's better than Stone of Belial and Bonds. However, it's better than these two, so it's going to decent. Also, it goes to decent because there is a Naruto versus Gaara rematch, which is very cool. Next up, we have The Lost Tower. Honestly, this movie has nostalgia for me as well, so it's going to decent. You get to see Minato, a young Kakashi, and I like the characters as well. The villain, I mean, it's great, but I like the characters for this film. The original characters, obviously, and the film original, meaning, um, yeah, solid movie, solid film, better than these two. It's decent. I like the setting as well. So yeah. Now we have Naruto Blood Prison. And honestly, this is a fan favorite, pretty sure. When it comes to Naruto films, they like Blood Prison the best. Honestly, it will be going to good. Good story. The setting is interesting, and the plot is interesting as well. I'd say it has one of the best plots, or one of the best stories when it comes to the films of Naruto. The villain is pretty solid. I would say he's one of the better villains, just like Hans. Yep, I would say this has one of the best villains in the film franchise. And we see Sage Mode as well. It's really cool. First time you see Sage Mode in the film. So yeah, it's a cool movie. And Naruto going to prison was something new. You really get an interesting experience with Blood Prison, with some nice fights as well. Next, we have Naruto Road to Ninja. And honestly, this is probably one of the more well-known films because of Naruto being its parents. And plot wasn't too bad, you know. Obito sends him to some alternate dimension, and then all that. You see Sasuke with a different personality, and meeting his parents was probably the best part of the film. Just a lot of wholesome moments. So it's going to decent. Overall, it's not. I wouldn't say it's better than these films for Stone of Below, Bonds, and then Red Prison. However, it's a decent film, and you get nice moments. You get to see more of Minato, Kushina, and then you have characters like Menma, which is basically Naruto of that universe. Nice fights as well. You get to see Akatsuki being good guys. Lots of personalities that you wouldn't usually have with the original series. So nice moments and a solid film. Now we have the Naruto, the last movie, which is the only canon film of Naruto franchise besides the Boruto film. Even though technically the Boruto film did get a remake, so yeah, there's that. So next we have Naruto, the last movie, which is the only canon movie for the series, and Boruto is canon, but it didn't get a remake in the series itself. So yeah. So Naruto, the last movie, is going to GOAT. That is because, well, being canon really pushes it up. However, we really get to see Naruto and Hinata's relationship. We get to see our favorite characters after the war, and it's wholesome. The villain is canon, of course. Good fight. We see Naruto basically splitting the moon in half, and it's great. Naruto and Hinata, you see them with their kids, so Boruto and Himawari. And we see Sasuke having a cool moment, even though he barely has screen time. We see Kakashi, and yeah, so basically, like I said, we see our favorite characters, and it's great. We see our favorite characters, basically, and it's great. Great film. It's going to go.
I won't let it end as easy as that!
Now we have the Boruto film, and it's going to go as well. It was a great film. We really see Naruto and Sasuke fighting at the peaks against a strong villain, a canon villain as well. And we see Boruto's character development. We don't see him being a brat that he is. So it's a great film in terms of the action, right? And the story, I mean, it's a good arc. And we see our favorite characters as adults. But yeah, that's my rankings for these films. Tell me down in the comments below which Naruto film is your favorite. And please like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed.